Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Shenila. Shenila and I met at the networking event probably last month now. I always enjoy these networking events, always meet wonderful people. But Shenila, you really stood out as someone that was unique and really, really interesting. And so I'm glad that you're here today to tell everyone who you are and what it is that you do. So please, I'll let you take us away here and introduce yourself to the group. That would be great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so very much, Melanie, for having me on the platform today. I'm really, really, really excited about it. And I just want to say hello to everyone. My name is Shenila Hill Rodriguez. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina. I spent the majority of my professional career in corporate America, working for large Fortune 500 companies. And after a 30-year career in corporate America, I decided that one of the things that I discovered about myself during my 30-year career, Melanie, was that I really had a passion for leadership. I really
Mhm.
had a passion for women in leadership. And so, about two-thirds of the way into my corporate career, I decided to go to school and actually study and do research as it relates to women in leadership. And so, I do have a PhD as it relates to leadership with a specialization on women. And so, I have my own leadership development consulting company. And focus at that company, I focus mostly on helping corporate women to
Mhm.
grow in their leadership skills and to attain higher levels of leadership roles in their organizations. But along my journey in corporate, I also, at the end of my corporate career, found the opportunity to actually be a part of the travel industry as well. And so I
Mhm.
do have a travel company, and it's called the Elite Travel Pro Network. And what I do with my travel company is I help other people get a travel company. So I don't necessarily book a lot of travel myself, but I do help other people to be able to, get a travel business. And then I do a lot of coaching and training with that. And then the
That's
final thing
cool.
that I do, yes, and I know people are like she's doing a lot, but the final thing that I do is I've actually started diving into artificial intelligence as well.
Oh,
And
nice.
Yes, yes. And the reason that I did that was because I really wanted to save some time because I am running two businesses. I'm running the leadership development company, I'm running the travel business. And I was like, I need to find some tools and some strategies to help me to be able to do things faster. And so
Mhm.
I am an AI coach as well. And so I coach other people in terms of how to use AI tools to help their businesses and to be more productive. So I'm a mom. I have a 27-year-old son. His name is Miles. I'm an empty nester as well. So Miles is, he's off and on his own. So I'm an empty nester. I'm living my best life, love what I do. And, I'm just in a really good place right now in life.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. Tell us more about this Leadership for Women program. It's really interesting.
Yes. So I did not, here's how it came to be. When I graduated from high school, I'll start there. When I graduated from high school, I always knew that I wanted to get a PhD. I knew that from the moment
Mhm.
I graduated high school. I just didn't have any idea of what was going to be the lane, right? What I was going to do
Mhm.
that, what topic I was going to study. Um, Along the way in my corporate career, I got tapped to participate in a leadership development, a year-long leadership development program outside of my company.
Mhm.
And it was through a company called Path Builders. And so I participated in that program, and they pair all the women that get to participate in that program, they pair you with a senior level mentor outside of your organization. And
Mhm.
so I was paired with someone, and I will tell you that program was so transformative. It really, really transformed who I was as a leader. And I really figured out through that program that I had such a passion for women in leadership. So
Mhm.
after that program was over, I still stayed in corporate, but I knew at some point in my life that I was going to have my own leadership development company. So it really emerged from that. I started the company. It's probably been now maybe 7 or 8 years ago that I've started this company. I have one main client at the moment, and that's a small the leadership development company. It's actually the same company whose program I went through 25 years ago. So
Ah,
now they're actually my client. Yes. Isn't that fabulous, right? It's like that 360 degrees. So now that company that really transformed who I was as a leader, they're actually now my client. And
that's sweet.
so, yes. And so I do a lot of work with them. I do workshops with them. I present workshops. I'm a keynote speaker sometimes on some of the
Mm,
things that they have. I also, with that company, I lead their matching process. And what the matching process
mhm,
is when they start a new class or a new cohort, so they have a new cohort of leaders and organizations, and then we have to match them with senior leaders in other organizations. But we interview everyone, we learn about who they are, their challenges,
mm,
what are their successes, what do they want to get out of the workplace, their goals and objectives. And then we pair them with a mentor who we believe can help them with whatever their goals are. And so that's a matching process that happens that I lead it with about 3 or 4 other individuals. We're actually locked in a room for about 2 weeks, 10 hours a day for about 2 weeks. And we are doing a deep dive on everybody, talking about everybody, and putting the matches together. So I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
that's so great. It's really beautiful for sure. Yeah, I love that. And how did you start in the travel business? Were you always an avid traveler yourself? How did that come about?
Yes, I love to travel and have traveled, quite a bit. I've been on, I can't tell you how many cruises I've been on. I've been to most of the Caribbean islands, do a lot of, resort type travel. Recently, I've done a lot more international travel to
Mhm.
Dubai and south of France, Paris, London. And so I've
Wow.
always had a love for travel. Towards the end of my corporate career, I actually got laid off during COVID.
Right.
So, yes, COVID happened and I actually got laid off. And I will tell you that layoff was sort of a wake up call for me that,
Mm,
okay, I need to find some other ways to earn income. But
mhm,
I will tell you, Melanie, I had no idea it was going to be in the travel industry. I really didn't. But coincidentally, as I was thinking about what else I could do to earn income, a good friend called me up and she says, "Hey, I have a travel business. I want you to take a look at what I'm doing."
oh,
Yes. And I said, "Sure, I'll take a look at what you're doing," because I had actually been watching her on social media for about a year. She was posting and all these amazing events she was going to. And I was like, man, how is she doing that? But I never reached out to her. So I was very curious when she reached out to me. And she reached out to me and she gave me an overview of what the business was about. And I got started immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. So I got started because I wanted to book travel for myself. I was already doing it, but now I can
right.
earn my own commission. And I said, well, you know what? There's a lot of other people who are just like me. They love to travel. They are booking their own travel, but they're leaving some money on the table. So I've
Right.
helped over 900 people to actually start their own travel business as well.
That's awesome. That's so beautiful. That's so
Yeah.
great. Oh, that sounds like it's been a really amazing journey for you, and then it was quite revealing that time, that moment in time that, okay, this is the new me and this is the new path that I'm on. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I really am passionate about. I am passionate about helping people to reframe their thinking,
Hmm.
or be open to doing some new things, perhaps taking some risks, stepping outside of their
Hmm.
comfort zone, right? And just trying something new and trying something different. And a lot of people, if they were more open to that, they would be surprised. You'd be
Hmm.
surprised the things that you can do, the people that you can get connected to. and how it really can transform your life. So,
Mhm.
so I'm really passionate about that because that's kind of it's been my journey, right? To try something new, not be afraid, take some risks. And guess what? If you take some risk and it doesn't work out, that's okay. You learn something along the
Mhm.
way, right?
Oh, of course, absolutely. There's always a lesson. There's always a development there as well that you get to keep, right? That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Anything else you want to share with everyone?
So I want to talk a little bit about what's going on, a little bit about AI as well,
Oh, yes,
artificial
yeah.
intelligence. Yes. And so started diving into artificial intelligence earlier this year. And like I said earlier, the reason why was because I was running two businesses and I said, well, I know there's some ways that I can do some things faster, save some time. And so one day something popped up on my Facebook feed about a free AI summit. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to it. I'm just going to listen and see what they're talking about. And it was a 3-day summit. And I will tell you, I was amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, this technology is fascinating.
Hmm.
And so I learned some tools and things that I could actually use in my business to help me to do some things faster. And again, I'm always the person that says, well, if this is what worked for me and I'm interested in it, there's got to be somebody else out there too that wants to solve the same type of problem I'm trying to solve. So
Hmm.
now I also promote, for if people are interested in, what tools and technologies that are out there that are available for them to use to be able to literally just save some time and to just be more productive so that they can really focus on the things that matter the most,
Yeah.
right? So there's so much people can automate as it relates to how they work, that they can automate those things, but then it frees them up to really focus on things like making connections with people,
Hmm.
building relationships with people, the stuff that AI can't do, and the things that we really should be doing if we really want to be successful in our businesses. We don't need to be worried about, let me get this person scheduled. Tools can do that for you, right? We should be
Yeah.
doing things like this where we're connecting with people and learning about other people and talking about things and strategizing and figuring out how you can collaborate with others. So that's my third part of my business. But I will tell you, Melanie, one of the things that I found about it though was that it was very congruent with the other two businesses that I have, right?
Hmm.
Which I really think is important too, because sometimes you'll hear people say that, I'm a serial entrepreneur, I'm a jack of all trades, I got this business, I got that business, I got this business, I got that business, and they don't have anything to do with each other, right?
Hmm.
So now it's hard because you are a little bit successful with each of them instead of being wildly successful. And so I was really careful about adding something else. And the reason why I decided to add AI was because it was congruent with the other two businesses I have, right? I use AI in my leadership development business. I
Right.
use AI in my travel business, right? And so starting an AI business was really a good decision because, I use it for the other businesses as well.
For sure. I think we're all pretty much using it nowadays, and there might be a few left out there wondering what it's all about, but I think that it's been
Exactly.
very much embraced by so many different industries for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so those are the three things that I am involved in, and I'm usually just sitting here during the day. Usually, I'm sitting here at home, with my computer, and just connecting with people virtually. And I do get out and go to networking events as well, and connect with people face to face as well, because I think that's really important. Um, I am very community minded. I'm involved in several organizations in the community where
Mhm.
we do volunteer work in the community. Particularly, I'm very passionate about helping underserved communities in many
Mhm.
ways, helping them with financial literacy, helping them to understand how to take care of themselves better from a health perspective. So I am involved in some community service organizations as well.
That's beautiful. Yeah, definitely well needed, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, and I'm a mom. I mentioned that I have a 27-year-old son. His name is Miles. He lives here in Atlanta as well. Probably lives about 10 minutes away from where I
Yeah.
am. He's in the medical recruiting space. So
Oh, cool.
he recruits medical professionals. So he's doing very, very well. I don't have any grandchildren yet. He's not married, so I'm kind of wanting him to kind of move that along, right? Like, okay, when you're gonna get married, I'm kind of itching a little bit to get some grandchildren. So we'll see how that all pans out.
Yeah, I hope that they will come for you as well. Yeah, he's a little young, but
Yes.
I'm sure it's coming soon.
Oh yeah, he's a little young. He'll be 28. Like he'll actually be 28 this month. So I haven't said
That's
anything to
good.
him because I don't want to rush him. But yeah, I'm starting to feel it just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, grandkids definitely the best thing, right?
Absolutely,
One
absolutely.
question I always ask everyone that I interview is how you choose one conscious love every day. What does that mean for you?
Ooh, one conscious love every day. How do I so I think the way that I would answer that question is um I'm gonna answer it from two perspectives. I'm gonna answer it from the perspective of me, right? How do I have one conscious love every day for
Mhm.
me? And one of the things that I have been very conscious about doing is to really slow down a little bit. And I know that sounds a little bit different than what I just talked about because I talked about the fact that I have three businesses, but I really have put some things in place that I can have three businesses, but I am not on a grind, right?
Right.
I am not running from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. I am very conscious about getting the proper amount of rest. I'm very conscious about, I will tell you, Melanie, I'm that person that loves slow mornings. I'm not a person that sleeps late. I don't sleep late, but I like getting up in the morning. I like waking up when I finish sleeping. I don't like getting up to an alarm clock.
Mm,
And I like to have a little bit of a slow morning where I can just kind of center myself, gather
mhm,
my thoughts, have a little bit of me time before I start, interacting with the rest of the world.
mhm,
So that's sort of like how I have my, what I would say is my one conscious love for me personally. As it relates to other people, what I say is my one conscious love for other people is I have learned how to lower my expectations of other
mhm,
people. I used to have very high expectations of other people, and I used to put my expectations and what I wanted on other people, and then would not be shy about expressing my disappointment if they didn't meet those expectations. And so, what I've learned is I've learned to lower my expectations of other people and let them be. Right,
mhm,
let them live their lives the way that they want to live their lives. Let them be, and in so doing, I think the people that are connected to me are happier, but I'm
mhm,
also happier as well
mhm,
because when you can just let other people be them and you be you, that's really where you can find your happy place.
mhm. Oh, that's so well said. Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Anything else you wanted to share with everyone?
No, I think that's really it. I mean, where am I going next? So I think I've settled on the things that I'm probably going to have my hands in, right, and be involved in, because I'm very passionate about all three of those things. I am
Mhm,
passionate about leadership. I love to travel, and I really do love being in this world of AI. So, to me, that's probably, as people say, that's probably going to be the horse that I ride out on. That's probably going to be the things that I'm going to probably be continuing to do in the future. I'll just look for ways to how do I expand on those things.
Right.
How do I reach new people, new communities as it relates to those three things? That's really kind of where it's going to be my focus.
Well, for everyone watching, I hope that they will reach back to you and get to know you and get to know your businesses better. I think that they'll gain a lot from doing that. So I do invite you to connect with Shenila and make a new friend. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really, really appreciate it, and I've had a blast. So I appreciate you inviting me to come on.
Thank you for accepting my invite. It was such a pleasure to have you and such a pleasure to connect to all of you watching as well. And don't be shy to reach out and ask anything you'd like to ask and comment below. And oh, in the comments, we actually put the links as well to your businesses and how people can get a hold of you. So we'll be doing
Oh,
that too.
fantastic! You want me to put that in the comments now?
Oh, yes, we will. Totally. Yes, once
Oh,
it's
okay.
posted, we'll add it to your comments, and that way people can reach out to you directly as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Will do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a great day.